From LALATE headquarters in Santa Monica, this is Afternoons LALATE.
It's a big afternoon of Afternoons LALATE with incredible great news about your fourth stimulus check update of 2021. In this recording, we go to RECON that is now in the Senate and could get a quick passage that sends out that MSC potentially across the board. The Senate changes will also add additional checks on top of this RECON that so far pays you about $15,000 of checks across all these incredible clusters. I'm going to go over how you get these incredible sums of money in this recording. Then we turn to the exciting details of a third stimulus that can pay your bills right now. $45,000 of it, it's in this recording. Then we turn to the exciting details of student loan debt forgiveness. More debt could be forgiven. The latest on that. We turn it to this stimulus because guess what? More money is needed, and that more money is from our seniors. We check back in on frame wars because guess what? They don't see eye to eye. They don't even see when my voice is good or when it's bad. But I'm feeling great. How are you feeling? I'm excited for you. With a big afternoon, we're off to the Senate. The Senate's adding more provisions. They vow to add those MSCs. We have just a few days away, but we can get money right today, as thousands of viewers did. I'll have their success stories for you as well. From third stimulus, thousands of dollars that they got that last week. And this is the big week for you to get money. You can get it today. You can get it right now. And it starts right directly from Santa Monica, California, as Afternoons LA begins. Hey, good afternoon, everybody. Hope you're having a beautiful day. And here we go. Exciting. We are off to the Senate, and that Senate could potentially add in that MSC on top of the incredible RECON that we already have that pays on average about $15,000 of checks. That's checks for you. Biggest payouts you ever seen in this history of this channel since third stimulus. But guess what? You can get your bills paid today with third stimulus. Got some third stimulus money before? I'll go show you how to get some more money today as well. We turn to student loan debt forgiveness, the latest details on that. And then we turn to fifth stimulus. Well, that's coming around the corner. Then, of course, frame wars and more. We got a big, bold, beautiful afternoon. I'm feeling wonderful. Hope you're feeling great. We're dealing with a lot of things we're sort of fixing today. Fixing the audio, fixing the set, fixing my voice, and we're fixing the bill. And so with that, subscribe. 400,000 subscribers at YouTube. Record. I want you part of this incredible family. Hit that subscribe button right now. Like the video, 2,000-3,000 likes, and consider becoming a member. Coming up next is a big new Afternoons LA at 5 o'clock. Then we have Streams Countdown, Stream Stimulus, and Sirloin. And with that, subscribe. A 400,000 subscribers YouTube record. Like this video and consider becoming a member. Let's go over all the incredible details that are happening in today's recording. First, we're going to go over this big money that is in this RECON. It pays you on average about $15,000 of checks across the incredible border, incredible quarters of these three clusters. Then we're going to go over what's happening next as we go to the Senate. And the senators would add more checks into this RECON in addition to this $15,000. Then we go back to third stimulus. That's paying you money today. What's the money today? I think you do. How much money you want? Thousands of dollars? We can get it. You can get it. And it's coming up in just a second under third stimulus. Then we get ready for the exciting details of fifth stimulus and frame wars. Here we go. This incredible RECON that passed in the House of Representatives off to the Senate now pays on average $15,000 across the three clusters of checks. And let's go over each of them, starting with the first one right now. Here we go. They got in that first cluster, hazard pay. Earned income tax credit for my essential workers. Then they got $4,000 for elder care. It's huge. $4,000 to care for young children. Then they got in there the money for the CTC, child tax credit. They got in there the home repairs, a low-income community. They got the Pell Grant, $550 checks. And then they got the money for the $12,500 for the purchase price of a new electric vehicle. Wow. The first add-on comes from the illustrious Maxine Waters. And that first add-on is money to go buy a house. Did he say a new house? Is it a free house? No, it's not a free house. It's money to buy your first house, and it's huge. She wanted $25,000. She got a number a little bit less, but this is big, and I'm going to show you how to get this money lay in this recording. Stay with me, lay in this video. We have a lot of money. This is the money channel. It's a lot of moolah today. Here we go. Cluster number 2. They got in their home repairs and paid leave. Wow. This second cluster is just incredible. They got in there the paid leave and family leave. They got the household tax credit. They got the pre-kindergarten, and they got in there the home repairs. These home repairs are to weatherize your home. You need to weatherize your home. Every time there's someone knocking on the door and says, "Is that you, LALATE?" Your voice sounds different. No, it's a burglar. There you go. Let's go to the second add-on of checks, and that second add-on checks comes from Bob Casey, the illustrious Bob Casey. It is money for the home health care. Huge, 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 huge. He wanted $250 billion of money. He got a little bit less, but this is big. It is free home health care for my seniors and people on disabilities. Wow. Then we go to our third add-on clusters of checks. Here we go. In our third clusters of checks, we got in there free school meals for all. We got the tax break checks. We got cheaper prescription medication. We got the immigration reform, the farmers, the money for the elections, the free internet, and then they got the workers' money and the Medicare expansion. Wow. The Medicare expansion truly embodies the universe of where we are right now. On the House side, on the Medicare expansion, they got 2 provisions in there. They got to add 3 more. The 2 they got in there so far are the hearing and also the Medicaid gap fix. On the Senate side, they vow to add dental, vision, and lowering the eligibility age of Medicare. That is why the Senate is such an important part of the process. The senators vow they have a lot to add, and they also vow they're adding in an MSC. Very exciting. And what's important to understand when we talk about the MSC is multiple items. First, it's an add-on from senators. Number 2, the senators are the core of the push. 6 of them, the 2 C's, the 2 W's, the 2 S's, the Sanders, Schumer, Warren, Wyden, and and Casey and Coons. Number 3, the senators continue to tell viewers this channel, even last week, with 3 different senators to 3 different viewers, they're adding the MSC in there. It's always important to understand that broadcast media doesn't care a hoot about you. They don't care about you. Broadcast media, print media, they don't care what's in the RECON. They just care it's passed, and then they go on to their subject matter. They're not going to cover the MSC. They're not going to look at the MSC. They're not going to call up the legislators and ask the questions. We do. So this is front and center, and it's still front and center. You need to advocate. Pick up the phone and advocate. Let's go over the calculations of it. They last say they want to do $2,000 the first month, $1,000 thereafter for 6 months. Yes, this is you. And they repeated that assurance this last week. These are senators who say there's missing major gaps in the RECON. So they say there's missing gaps in the RECON, and that is in addition to the MSC. So you need to advocate. Don't look to print me to see if it's in there. Don't go do a search engine on a search website. It's not going to give you the information. The information is here. I'm not making representations. I'm not making promises. I'm just reporting what thousands of viewers were told by those senators and told this last week. It is deliciousness. But I also know you have bills, and we do reality here. We don't do fiction. And when you look at those bills need to be paid today. And the MSC is not happening today. In fact, nothing in 4th stimulus is happening today. But 3rd stimulus is. And I'm going to show you in the second half of this video how I can get your bills paid today. Oh, it's wonderful. And thousands of viewers in the last 7 days have gotten thousands of dollars of their bills paid because they heard my advice. You need to come with that pen and paper in the second half of this video. It's coming up in a second as I'm going to show you how viewers on average got $45,000 for 3rd stimulus, and they're still getting it. We're going to turn back to 4th stimulus with the Senate changes that are going in there. We're going to go over the programs that are paying you about $15,000 across all these incredible clusters of checks. We'll be turning to student loan debt forgiveness, the latest on that student loan debt forgiveness. We'll go over frame wars. We'll cross my fingers that my voice still remains good and powerful as it feels great at the moment, and hope the audio doesn't kill me in the middle of the half of the video. You know, we're just keeping our fingers crossed on so much. I'll be back with you in 60 seconds, but first, here's a little bit about the community page.
If you want money right now, not 5 days from now, and not 5 weeks from now, then reach out to the community page. The volunteers can help you find that money for rent and utilities. That's at news.lalate.com/community. The community page features a series of volunteers who are viewers like you. They can help you find rent, utilities, SNAP, food benefits, mortgage assistance, and help you with eviction moratorium questions as well. Their Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram individuals reach out to them and indicate the city and state you're from, and they'll get back to you shortly. That's a community page. Volunteers working for you, viewers helping one another. Stay with LA for more. Join LALATE Daily for the excitement of the new LALATE live daily. The excitement starts on Mornings LALATE at 9 a.m. Home LALATE returns at 11 a.m. daily. And then afternoons LALATE at 1 p.m. Join us daily as the excitement continues live from Santa Monica on LALATE.
And the excitement continues right now on the second half of LALATE. Here we go past incredible RECON heads over to the Senate, and that RECON will pay you a lot of money. I'm going to go over all these incredible add-ons that are coming from the senators and those additional checks in this four stimulus RECON that so far at $15,000, they can grow across the board. We turn to student loan debt forgiveness and the latest money for student loan debt forgiveness, and then the exciting details of this stimulus. But of course, the excitement, the big element of that issue is that third stimulus that's still paying out fortunes of money. I have those details and more as we go into the second half of this recording. I'm excited you're here. I'm excited I'm here. I'm feeling great. You're looking good. You're looking beautiful. How am I looking? And so with that, subscribe. 400,000 subscribers to YouTube record. I want you part of this incredible family. Hit that subscribe button right now. Like the video and consider becoming a member. Coming up next is Evenings LA. And then we got Evenings Countdown, Stream Stimulus, and then shows at 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11:30 tonight, all about four stimulus. And with that, subscribe, like this video, and consider becoming a member. And here we go. The excitement starts right now as the President of the United States announced today that Fed Chair Jay Powell is his nomination for Fed chairman once again. Jay Powell, of course, is a Republican. The president is a Democrat, and he's happy with Jay Powell, and he stayed with Jay Powell. That gave certainty and stability to the Wall Street and to the economists today, as many were uncertain what was happening. But the certainty happens with the Senate as well, as the senators say, thank you for that incredible RECON. Send it over. The senators now have your reconciliation for stimulus RECON, and they vow they're going to add changes to it because there's a lot of programs they need to add. But so far, there's about $15,000 of checks in this incredible RECON. The senators vow to add a lot of stuff, including that MSC. And let's go over these incredible checks in this RECON number 4. First, the big money of paid leave got in there. Paid leave is a fortune. How much is it? It is $1,700 if you make $70,000 or more per year. It is $800 a week if you make $35,000 or more per year. $400 a week if you make $15,000 or more per year. How many weeks? 4 weeks a year up to, wow, that's a lot of money. On the high end, it's $5,000 to $6,000. So who's eligible for it? All workers. It's incredible. W-2 1099 and all income levels, no matter how much money you work. Now, let's say you don't work, but you live with someone that does. That you're going to still get these payments. Let's explain. Let's say you're retired, but you live with your son and daughter. They take you to the doctor once a week and take off from work. So they will get the check on behalf of the household for having to take off from work to take you to the doctor. It's incredible. The second wonderful pot of money that's in this RECON is the big money for SALT. SALT is huge. And SALT, how much is it? It's $72,500. They now got in there. Wow. It was previously a limit of $10,000 you can deduct on your federal tax return of what you pay in state and local taxes. Now you'll be able to deduct up to $72,500 of what you pay in state and local taxes on that federal return. They got $40 billion of job training into this incredible RECON. It's a huge, and it's free. Very big for my seniors because a lot of you may want to go take a temp job, and you will be day when this stimulus becomes law, which will allow you to stay on benefits and still work a little bit more. They got the Medicaid gap fix in there. This is a big one. A lot of people always asking me about this. This is for private insurance for low-income people. You don't have insurance, you want to get it, this is what's happening. In those 12 Republican holdout states, they've not offered Obamacare, not paid for off Obamacare, and so now they got the workaround plan. The workaround plan will be years of subsidized private insurance offered by the Democrats to low-income, uninsured people in those 12 Republican holdout states. Wow. We got housing assistance in here. Oh my goodness, it's wonderful. $150 billion for rent, utilities, mortgage assistance, home repairs, weatherizing your home, and the purchase price of your first home. If those first items sound familiar, they should, because guess what? They were a repeat from third stimulus. And third stimulus is still paying money out. And guess what? You're going to get it today. I'm going to show you how to get thousands of dollars right today because third stimulus is still paying out. And congratulations to all the incredible viewers in the last 7 days who have gotten thousands of dollars from this channel. In the last 7 days, Jay Grant and Sharkia and Melissa and Larica have gotten thousands of dollars. Larica got utilities. Melissa got $4,400 of past due rent plus $3,300 of future rent, plus $1,500 electric bills, plus a $60. Wow, I mean, she's just cleaning up. She got $8,000 in 7 days from this channel. Scarpia got on Snap, so that's a lifetime benefit. And Jay Grant got nearly $5,000 for rent. He says this will pay all his rent to the end of the year and says we could not have done it without your support, LALATE. So thank you so much. And I speak for all of us. We love you dearly. Purple Power. Absolutely so kind. So here, what you do. This is what we do. Start right now with that pen and paper. First, you qualify. You absolutely qualify for this. You're ahead in the rent, you're behind in the rent. You're single, you're married. You have children, you don't have children. You're elderly, you don't have children. You are young. Red states, blue states, you all qualify for this incredible sums of money. Get that pen and paper ready because I'm going to show you how you get this money. And I'm also going to show you how you don't get this money because I've seen some people who are not members and are not listening carefully to the video and are going into a dead end. So let's go over the incredible details. First, we're going to go over some rent. And here was the numbers for rent about 3 months ago. They have grown so much. Now it's nearly $40,000. It was $20,000 to $30,000 at the time. But guess what? It has grown to $40,000. And here is where you get it. Here are the 6 places. If you're a member of this channel, you get it in the newsletter. It's detailed in the newsletter. The 6 places you reach out to are City Hall, City House Authority, County Hall, County House Authority, State Hall, State House Authority. And the key words also feature in the newsletter. You're going to say a rent assistance because of COVID, mortgage or utility assistance because of COVID, and there you go. Now, here is how you do it, and here is how you don't do it. How you do it. You reach out to all 6 places. You get applications on file everywhere. You put applications everywhere. You don't, and also you get pots of money from 2 different sources. So let's say you got money for rent yesterday. Well, you can go get money for rent from another source at the same time. Let's say you got rent earlier this year. You can go back and get another round of rent. That's how you do it. Let me show you how you don't do it. You call up your county, and your county is a very small county, and they say, sorry, we have no money. And you say, oh, I don't know what to do. Okay, I'm done. That's not how you do it. Also, how you don't do it. You put one application on file and wait and twiddle your thumbs. That's not how you do it. Number 3, you ask your neighbor and say, have you heard about this? I don't know. Let me call 211. Oh, I don't know. Okay, I'm done. That's not how you do it. You absolutely follow my advice. You call those 6 places, you say the key words, and you continue to get applications on file everywhere. You do the same thing with mortgage assistance. All right, let's turn to utilities. Utilities is so simple. You can get this. Pen, paper, and a phone. That's all you have to do to get this money. You don't have to have a computer. You are not doing an application. You just pick up the phone and call it. And these are the numbers for utilities about 3 months ago. Now they have grown so much. They're upwards of $20,000. Mark's brother-in-law got nearly $20,000. Why? Because the consumer price index shows that heating oils go up 49.1% year to date. So the prices are going up more across the board. Next, you get money for food. If you got a third stimulus check and you're paying for your groceries, what are you doing? You should be on SNAP because you qualify for SNAP. You get it from Department of Agriculture, and yes, It's a deliciousness. It's a lot of money. It's averaging out now to about $25,000 for many viewers this channel yearly. And Mark's brother-in-law, $25,000. He's going to have $250,000 in 10 years because of this channel. That's how we do it here. Now, Snap went up 25% lifetime starting last month, so go get it. Next, you want to get combo items. So congratulations to all those incredible viewers we led with, including Jay Grant and Scarpia and Melissa and Ulrika. They got 1 or 2 items this week. Go get some more items, all 4 of you. Go get those items. Here are some people from 3 months ago. Mark had 2 items. Nancy had 3. Nancy had 3. I said to Mark, you got 2, go get your third. He got his third, and he went from 32,000 to 50,000. Wow. Then I said to Mark, go get more money. And he continued to do it. Now he's at over $100,000. That's how we do it. Lorraine, she was at 105 and now she's at 120. Whoa, this is huge. Which brings us back to Johnny. Johnny's a true embodiment of how you do it right on this channel. And what did Johnny do? Johnny had started the week with $0 for this channel, like 2 other viewers. By the middle of the week, Johnny and those 3 viewers had $45,000 from 3 items. Great achievement, of course, isn't that? But he did not stop there because I said, do not stop. Do not stop at 3 items. Do not stop at 1 item. And by the end of the week, Johnny had 7 items approved. Now, the reason why I like Johnny's story is not because of the 7 items, is because he had to have called at least 15 places. He called 15 places to get 7 items approved. That's how you do it. You don't expect 100% winning rate. No, you can have some no's. You can have some no's. So he had to have called at least 15 places in 7 days, and he got 7 items. How much money did he get? $80,000. This is how you do it. This, my friends, is how you do it. The second part of Johnny's story I really like was what happened the following Monday. He reached out to his family and friends and said, hey, guess what? I got $8,000 from this channel on YouTube called LALATE. Really, I've heard about him. He has great shirts, doesn't he? Yeah, he does. So what did you get? How did you get $8,000? He said, third stimulus. They said, Johnny, there's no money in third stimulus. It's just a $1,400 stimulus check. That's what I saw on the local news and the cable channel. And I saw on the broadcast channel, there's no money in third stimulus except a $1,400 stimulus check. And he said, no, that's hogwash. You have to listen to him. Broadcast media doesn't cover it. Print media doesn't cover it. He covers it. And I got it. By the end of the week, his 2 family members each got $50,000. This is the true embodiment of what we do here. What's important to show is that over this year and a half, this channel has amassed, I don't know what it is, 160 million views. I don't know what it is now. Because I cover geopolitical news. LALATE is now the number 3 financial news channel in America, behind the number 1 and number 2, which covers the economy and Wall Street, which I don't really cover that much. I cover this because no one else is covering it. And that has been the big difference. So for anyone who says, I don't hear them talking on broadcast media about MSE, because their silly little news reporters don't ask Bernie about an MSE, or ask Elizabeth Warren about an MSE, or ask Maxine Waters about the purchase price of your first home, or ask Bob Casey about in-home health care. They don't ask them any questions. All they ask them is, what eyeshadow are you wearing? I mean, those are the type of questions they ask. They don't cover the subject matter. They have never covered first stimulus. That's why this channel launched. They have never covered second stimulus. That's why this channel flourished. And they didn't cover third stimulus. Imagine when fourth stimulus passed this last week, they didn't even tell you what was in fourth stimulus. Did you ever figure out from broadcast media, print media, what's in fourth stimulus? No, they're not going to cover it. They don't think it's a subject matter they want to cover. That's why you stay here. No one is going to cover MSC in broadcast media. No one is going to cover how to get this money in these programs. No one is going to cover the $15,000 so you can get across all these programs. They're going to just say it's sort of a vacuum. They're going to say it's just a vacuum. So there you go. So let's turn back into the excitement of this big money in fourth stimulus, $15,000. And we left off at housing. Now, housing has 2 other provisions, actually 3 other provisions that you're very excited about. I am very excited about them as well. The purchase price of your first home, it's a purchase, and it's money given to you or the seller during escrow. Number 2, home repairs. Yes, low-income community, it's great. It's a grant. Number 3, the weatherize your home, like hurricane, fire, those type of zones. Yes, That is all. So grant all application based. I'm going to show you how to get this money as soon as it becomes law. Let's go over the other provisions. Here we go, $150 billion for that home health care. It's deliciousness. Then they got in there the $550 check for the Pell Grant recipients. Wow. They got the $12,500 for the purchase of a new electric vehicle. I think this is going to get gutted. I think it's a mess. I think the president has made a big error here. Why? There's no cars in the classification. There's one car, maybe two cars, maybe four cars. You can't have a provision that applies to four cars. Moreover, I believe it's a U.S. trade embargo violation. There's a rule that the United States cannot pass trade rules that discourage people from buying products in Mexico or Canada. In this case, it's a strange provision because it would discourage you from buying the Ford Mustang Mach-E, which is made in Mexico on a Ford plant by U.S. labor workers and then brought to our stores to be sold in our showrooms here. It discourages you from buying it because this would not apply to it, and encourages you to buy like the Cadillac Lyric from GM that is potentially sold in Tennessee. Same situation, U.S. workers, U.S. labor, but the only differences between the Ford and the Cadillac is one is made in Mexico by U.S. workers and the other one's made in U.S. states by U.S. workers. I think there's an issue, and I think the president's going to have to fix the language. They got $65 of child tax credits, $65 of checks per month when the child is not in school. It's great. Which brings us to one of the best provisions in the entire recon, and that best provision is this cheaper medication. Wow, I am so excited about this. So this is huge. They got in this the money for the cheaper medication, and the cheaper medication is the following: that basically starting in right out the door, they will have a cheaper medication costs of medication for 20 of the most expensive medications like Medicare Part B and Medicare Part D. These medications include cancer, diabetes, and arthritis. For example, if you are a recipient of diabetic medication, you're paying $1,000 a dose for insulin. Now it'll be $35 a dose. The great news is that it'll grow to 30 medications by 2028. That'll be tied to inflation, and that the rate cannot increase more than inflation per year, or there's a penalty. Penalty? Well, not so, says Pat Toomey, the Republican senator. He says you cannot put penalties in a recon. So we will see if he is right, as next week the Senate parliamentarian is set to rule on a lot of provisions of this recon that may be coming out. Remember, if they come out, it does not take out the money, it just takes out the provision. That provision on the battleground, immigration reform on the battleground. She has previously ruled that immigration cannot go in the recon. And then we have the issue of the paid leave, which may also fall out as well. The Democratic senators they have a lot to add to this recon, and this brings us again back to MSC. They say it's the best bill since the 1960s, says Bernie Sanders, but it has a lot of missing gaps. Ron Wyden says there's a major amount of work to be done. This is why it's time for you to advocate. They now have the ball in their court. What happened, if you missed it over the last 2 weeks, was that basically they wanted to get the bill out of the House because the House was sort of done, and the senators vowed to add a lot of stuff, and the House really wanted to just get it out there. The House was just sort of done with it. So they sent it over to the senators. Now it's our time to put stuff in there. And if you look at the people who say they want to add stuff in there, it's the same people, the same 6 senators who have said they want to put in MSC. Casey Coons, Warren Wyden, Sanders, and Schumer. They also want to add other provisions. What are those provisions? They're coming up in just a second. So get that pen and paper ready. Let's go over some more money in this incredible recon. We got universal pre-kindergarten for 3 to 4-year-olds. Wow. They got the child tax credit. Wow. They got the child care credit. Huge. They got the home health care. Seniors and people on disabilities. Great. They got the hearing services. That's a hearing aid. Likely a check. The home health care. A covered benefit. Then, what other items? Well, we went over the housing. We went over the Pell Grant. And then we went over the $65 per month for the students when they're not in school. So what would Bernie add in there? Just him alone, Besides, of course, that MSC. He wants lowering the eligibility age of Medicare. He wants the dental, and he wants the vision. He says the wealthiest country in the country, and that we do not have these provisions makes no sense. So let's go over where they would go. First, the lowering the eligibility age of Medicare. It's currently 65. Bob Casey wants it 60. Bernie wants it 55. I think that it could come in at 60. I think 55 is too hard. Then lowering then the dental. Bernie wants that dental in there. It was previously in there at 10 years, too expensive, then full benefits, then removed. Then Bernie wanted it at 3 years. I think that's possible, full benefits. But lastly, it was in there at $850 checks in the mail per year. I don't think that's sufficient because that barely covers a procedure, let alone a procedure. And finally, vision. Bernie wants a pair of frames and an eye exam per year. And that's how we do it. I said a eye exam, $50, a pair of frames, beautiful frames, $100. Oh, no. No. You need 3 frames and you need special lighting and special coloring. And that caused frame wars. Frame wars heated up today as one viewer sent me a message reacting to Frame Wars episode 1 and 2 and 3 saying, you know what, these people are silly. These people are silly. Who are these people going around saying they need $450 frames? We're not talking about the eyes. We're not buying you eyes on the channel. We're not talking about the lens. We're talking about the frame. And the viewer said $450 frames. These are just a greedy people. Yeah, it's now name calling and frame wars. These are just greedy people. There are beautiful frames out there that are designer frames. Oh, is this a salesperson? It sort of sounded like a beautiful frames that are just designer out there for less than $100. So for anyone who says, I must have $450 frames, well, you are a disgrace. See you at the reunion. Yeah, there's a reunion episode for this one. There is. And it all started with one viewer said, I need $450 frames. Then it turned to another viewer who says, I need 3 frames per year, a pair of sunglasses because I'm very important, a pair of reading glasses because I need to read what the world Kevin McCarthy is saying, or that binder, because I don't think that binder said anything in there. I think the binder was his Uber Eats orders. And I need a pair of distance glasses so I don't have to look at Kevin McCarthy. There you go. And then yesterday, one viewer said, I need special tinted glasses. Oh, really? Like these legislators really go for purple all the time. But here is the latest on Frame Wars. Let's take a look and see what they're thinking. And that, my friends, is Frame Wars. Off now to student loan debt forgiveness. Boy, student loan debt. More debt could be forgiven. The president has made a big offer of $10,000, and the Democrats should take it. That $10,000 offer follows 3 other previous student loan debts forgiven. First, individuals who became disabled after graduation. Next, people who went to work in the nonprofit sector. And finally, people who went to work in the public sector. COLA benefits. Your COLA benefits are going up, but that's not enough. The president has offered to raise people's benefits up and during the campaign trail and during the transition papers. And now the Democrats are holding him to it, and that is fifth stimulus next year. Your benefits are going up 5.9% January 1st, all across the board. SSI, SSDI, seniors, veterans, across the board. But that's not enough. That's why they want to do fifth stimulus. Raise your benefits up one big time to get you caught up, because you have been devalued. COLA has not worked and has left you devalued before the pandemic, during the pandemic, and after the pandemic. Then they want to apply a new benchmark. The new benchmark is inflation, which is going to be 2 to 3% every year thereafter, generally, at least, unless we go up again. And that means you'll get a step up every year. That means you would get 3 step ups in the next 12 months. They will remove the asset cap, remove the income cap, and remove the marriage penalty. And love is going to win, and you'll be able to marry your longtime love interest. Finally, if you haven't become a member, what are you doing? The membership link is under this video. Click the link and you become a member today and get that incredible newsletter that comes out Monday through Friday, 7 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, via the YouTube alert system and the LALATE alert system. It features the big money you can get under first, second, and especially third stimulus. It features the 6 places you reach out to. It features the keywords you say when you pick up the phone. It features the 5 nonprofits. It features also the statement from Treasury you want to read before calling out and getting that money. There's a reason why members of this channel do so well on third stimulus. There's a reason why members of this channel get so much money under third stimulus, is because of the newsletter shows them how to get the money. Now, what I covered earlier in this video was imperative. You must reach out to all 6 places. You must make lots of phone calls. You cannot call 1 phone call or 2 phone calls and call it a day. And day in, day out, I see successes, and I also see people who don't follow, and they do 1 phone call and call it a day. That's what we feature in the newsletter. It features all the incredible sums of money. So get that newsletter today and become a member to the fastest growing channel there is. And with that, let's turn it to my commentary of what I expect going into a big, bold, beautiful week. I'm excited for you, and my voice is coming back. I'm feeling great, and everything is looking wonderful. There is a mindset, and the mindset is wonderful. And the mindset is that there's money there. There is money here. There's money there now. There's more money coming, and there was money there before. If you have just found this channel, welcome. If you have watched this channel along, thank you for returning. And if you're looking to the future, let's do it together. There has been on average $45,000 paid out to viewers of this channel under third stimulus. If you've been a long-time viewer and haven't gotten it, you need to get it. If you just found this channel, you can get it as well. And if you did get that money, you can get more money. You have bills to pay. I want to pay those bills. I've been doing this channel for over a year. I know how this works. And a year ago this week, this is when we were looking at the battleground of the HEROES Act and the HEALS Act. 2 proposals for the second stimulus. Neither were happening. And people needed their bills paid. Middle of the pandemic. And I stepped forward and I got people's bills paid. Rent, utility, food, internet, mortgages, and more. We're doing the same thing right today. The only difference is there's a lot more money. It's easier now than then. If you thought it was difficult then, it is much easier now. That money is available. If you look at your given bills, I'm not only paying your bills today, I'm paying your bills of the future. You saw it in even the commentaries, the success stories. What's huge is that you look at your bills in a given month and you have a certain number of bills. And the most of those bills I can pay, the better. But not only this month, into the future, as many months of the future, so that you know, wait a second, I don't have that financial burden. And every time you don't have to pay a bill, that keeps more money in your wallet. And the more months that happens, you keep a lot more money in your wallet. And every time you put keep money in your wallet, you create financial independence. That's what this channel is about, financial independence. I can deliver the information and you can deliver the results, but it takes a teamwork. It takes a team effort. And the team effort is me coming on camera, me delivering a recording, and you picking up the phone and calling. If you only want to make 1 phone call and call it a day, then that is the effort you're going to put in and you're not going to succeed. If I put the effort in to come on camera and record and deliver your success stories, go through my notes and deliver the breaking news, I can put the effort in. You can put the effort in. If you're a senior, if you're young, if you're old, you can do this. All you need is a telephone. All you need is a pen. All you need is a paper. There's a reason we show 6 places. There's a reason we show 6 places. I think it's sort of obvious, but let me bring it back in this recording for the first time in several weeks. Some cities are very small cities. 200 people in the city. Do you think that 200 people in the city was allocated $200 billion of rent? No, of course not. There's 200 people in the city. Let's say the county only has, 3,000 residents. Do you think the county has $45 million of rent sitting around? No, it's a small county. So that's why I feature city, county, and state. And it's always a situation. Where someone says, I'm in so-and-so county, and it's a state, and I sort of know the state a little bit well, and I hear the county, I'm like, I've never heard of that county. And then I look it up. I'm like, that's a very small county. That's a very small county that has very few people. And the person said, I can't contact the county, and they said they have no money. Well, of course, you made one phone call. I didn't say make one phone call. I said make 6 phone calls. And they didn't look somewhere else. Here's what you need to know is that there's money everywhere. There's absolutely money everywhere. And even in the worst parts of the pandemic, in the Southwest states and the Southeast states like Alabama, Louisiana, all around the Gulf of Mexico, there were some states that people were having difficulty in fall 2020. I said, here are the nonprofits, and they're paying it. And they said, what? Yes, and they're paying it. And here were the examples. For example, in Louisiana, I had people going city to city, even big cities that you really knew, household names, and they didn't have the money. But I said State Housing Authority, and the State Housing Authority had fortunes, and people were getting big monthly rent checks. I mean, one person, she said her rent, I think was $850 to $1,000 a month. She was getting rent checks of that amount in the middle of the pandemic from the State Housing Authority when the cities had nothing. So what's important to understand is there's money absolutely everywhere. And I want you to get that money. I want you to get as many utility bills as possible. What the focus is the following. Give yourself some time in a given week to pick up the phone and advocate for that MSC. Advocate for that MSC with Casey Coons and Warren Wider. Turn off the broadcast media. Turn off the other YouTube channels. Turn off print and cable news. They're not going to cover this. If you're new to this channel, they have never covered it. This is why this channel has flourished. If you're looking to broadcast media to solidify your thoughts or reassurances, you're not going to get it. They don't tell you anything. And I see some people that are looking to their favorite cable channel say, I'm waiting for you to say MSC. They're never going to say it. I'm waiting for you to say that there's going to be this or that. They're never going to tell you what's going to happen. They will run 15 minutes when it becomes law, and then they're going to move on to Kim and Courtney. That's what they do. So don't look to them for your encouragement. Look to this family to encouragement. This is the family you want to be. This is the channel you want to be tuned into. And I'll have more about this tonight on Evenings at LALATE. But first, did you see the cows? Did you see the cows? They were roaming. They were on the beach, and boy, did you move out of the way? Because boy, they were looking for moolah. They were looking for moolah. Here's a little bit about those cows that were strolling in the Santa Monica beach over the weekend, looking for moolah and bringing cryptocurrency. What? And there you go. I mean, up next is Evenings LA at 5 o'clock, and then Street and Stimulus countdown as well. We got a big lineup of shows. Join me all tonight. I'll be in the live chat. And with that, subscribe. 4,000 subscribers on YouTube. RECON. I want you part of this incredible family. Hit that subscribe button right now. Like the video and stay informed, stay focused. Have a beautiful afternoon and stay with LA for more.